Some mornings you wake up and your legs don't feel the same getting out of bed. Takes a little more effort standing up from the couch. Feels like a small workout. Maybe you've even caught yourself grabbing the railing tighter on the stairs. You tell yourself, it's just aging, this is normal. But is it? What if it isn't just about getting older? What if the slow, quiet weakening in your legs is something you can change starting today? Most people don't realize this. But your legs are often the first part of your body to weaken with age. Not your arms, not your hands, your legs. When that happens, it sets off a chain reaction, balance issues, less movement, more isolation, and for too many seniors, a dangerous fall that changes everything. Here's the good news. This isn't something you have to accept. The food you eat every day could be your greatest strength. In this video, we'll walk through 10 everyday foods that nourish not just your muscles, but the nerves that control them, and by the end, I'll share the most powerful change you can make to protect your independence. Let's begin one step at a time. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you now. Let's begin. Some changes come so slowly that we barely notice them until they've already taken root. One day, getting out of a chair takes a little longer. Walking across the room feels heavier than it used to. You chalk it up to getting older. Nothing unusual. Maybe you just didn't sleep well. Maybe it's the weather. So you ignore it like most people do. After all, it's not painful, just subtle, but over time, you stop walking as far. You skip the stairs when you can, you rely on the railings, just a little more. And slowly, your legs begin to weaken. Here's the question we need to ask. Is this just aging? Or is there something we can do to stop it? Maybe even reverse it? The truth is, leg muscles are often the first to weaken as we age. Not because they're naturally weaker, but because they're made up of mostly fast twitch muscle fibers. These fibers are powerful, but they also require regular activation. When we're younger, we use them all the time, getting up, squatting, moving quickly. But after 60 or 70, if we're not careful, we simply stop challenging them. And when those fast twitch fibers aren't used, they start to waste away. Research shows that sedentary older adults can lose up to 50% of their leg strength without realizing it. That loss doesn't come with an alarm bell. It comes quietly in skipped steps and shorter walks. And here's where the danger truly lies. Once leg strength drops below a certain point, the risk of falling skyrockets. One wrong step, one moment of imbalance, and the results can be devastating. A fractured hip isn't just an injury. It often leads to months of immobility, a sharp decline in cognitive health, and for many, the loss of independence. Half of older adults who suffer a serious fall don't return to the life they knew. Here's something most people don't know. The legs and the brain are deeply connected. Movement isn't just good for the body, it's essential for the brain. When you move, your muscles send signals to your nervous system, which stimulates brain activity. As one neuroscientist put it, movement drives the brain stop moving and those signals fade. Without stimulation, parts of the brain responsible for coordination, balance, and even memory can begin to weaken. How do we stop this cycle? It comes down to 2 simple pillars: the right movement and the right nourishment. Movement doesn't have to mean heavy gym workouts. Even gentle resistance exercises like standing up from a chair repeatedly, walking up a small incline, or doing slow leg lifts can help reactivate fast twitch fibers. The key is consistency and a bit of challenge, enough to send the message to your body. This muscle is still needed. And then there's food. The problem is that many popular videos and articles suggest eating things like sweet potatoes or oats because they have carbohydrates. But that's a shallow view of what your muscles actually need. True muscle health requires a full-spectrum high-quality protein for rebuilding tissue, healthy fats for cellular membranes, vitamins like B12 for nerve signals, and minerals like magnesium, potassium for muscle contractions. Take Harold for example. At 72, he had already experienced a minor fall in his driveway. Nothing was broken, but it scared him. He started doing light leg exercises every morning and added a few key foods to his diet: eggs with a yolk, leafy greens, salmon, and even a daily cup of bone broth. Within 3 months, he wasn't just steadier on his feet, he felt more confident. "I walk taller," he said, "and I don't worry about falling like I used to." You don't need to overhaul your life, you just need to take one steady step in the right direction. If your legs feel a little weaker than they used to, listen, not with fear, but with curiosity. Because that's your body asking for attention, and with the right care, you can answer back, not giving up, but by standing up stronger. 1. Eggs with yolk. You've probably heard it before. Have some egg whites, it's healthier. Maybe even started tossing the yolks years ago, thinking you were doing your heart a favor. But now in your 60s or 70s, you're feeling more tired, your legs feel weaker, and your balance at what it used to be. Could skipping that little yellow center be part of the problem? What if the yolk, the part so many people fear, is one of the most powerful tools you have to keep your muscles strong and your body steady? Eggs, especially whole eggs with the yolk, are one of nature's most complete foods. They're packed with high-quality protein, which your body needs to repair and rebuild muscle tissue. But that's just the beginning. Inside the yolk is an amino acid called leucine, and this specific compound helps activate a pathway in your body called mTOR, which is critical for muscle growth. Without enough leucine, your muscles can't rebuild effectively, no matter how much walking or exercise you do. But muscle isn't just about strength. It's also about communication. That's where the B12 and choline in eggs come in. Vitamin B12 supports the health of your nervous system. It helps maintain the protective covering around your nerves, which allows signals from your brain to travel to your muscles quickly and accurately. A deficiency in BD12, which is common in older adults, can lead to poor coordination, weakness, and even numbness in your legs and feet. Choline, found mostly in the yolk, is the building block of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that tells your muscles to move. Without enough of it, those signals become fuzzy, and over time your muscles don't respond the way they should. What's the easy fix? Don't fear the yolk. Instead of tossing it out, try eating 1 or 2 whole eggs a day, preferably pasture-raised if you can find them. These eggs tend to be richer in nutrients because the hens are allowed to roam, eat grass, and soak up sunshine. If you're worried about cholesterol, remember this: for most older adults, dietary cholesterol doesn't raise blood cholesterol the way we once thought. In fact, whole eggs can be part of a heart-healthy, muscle-up-supporting diet. Let me tell you about Louise, a 69-year-old retired nurse from Minnesota. She had been skipping breakfast or just having coffee and toast. Her doctor mentioned she was low in B12, and she noticed she'd been feeling off balance lately. After learning more about nutrition, she began eating 2 whole eggs each morning along with leafy greens. Within weeks, she felt steadier. "I didn't think something so small could make such a difference," she told me, but it did. It's not about trendy superfoods or expensive supplements. Sometimes it's about going back to basics with real whole foods that quietly do their job day after day. If you've been feeling a little unsteady, or just not as strong as you used to be, don't overlook what's sitting in your fridge. That little golden yolk might just be your body's best friend. 2. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines. You know that creaky feeling in your knees after getting up from a long sit, or how your legs seem to feel heavier after just a short walk around the block? Many people think that's just part of aging, something you have to live with. You stretch, you rest, maybe even rub in a little muscle cream and hope it goes away. What if the discomfort in your legs isn't just wear and tear, but inflammation quietly building beneath the surface? And what if one of the most powerful ways to calm that inflammation didn't come from a pill, but from your plate? Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are some of the richest natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA. These aren't just healthy fats, they act like peacekeepers inside your body, helping reduce the chronic low-grade inflammation that tends to build up as we age. This type of inflammation isn't always obvious, but over time, it interferes with how your muscles recover and how your nerves communicate. You may feel more soreness, less coordination, or just that frustrating slowness that's hard to explain. Omega-3s don't act like magic wands, but they do help your body restore balance. They support the cell membranes in both muscles and nerves, making them more resilient and responsive. Studies have shown that older adults who consume more omega-3s can increase muscle protein synthesis, even without dramatically increasing exercise. That means your body is more prepared to repair and rebuild muscle after everyday movement. How can you get more of this good stuff? It's surprisingly simple. Try adding fatty fish to your meals, just 2 to 3 times a week. A fillet of wild-caught salmon, a can of sardines on whole grain toast, or a mackerel salad can do wonders. Wild-caught fish is ideal because it has a better omega-3 profile and lower contaminants than farmed options. But if that's not available, even farmed salmon is better than skipping it altogether. The key is consistency, not perfection. Let me introduce you to Marvin, 74, from North Carolina. After years of avoiding fish, because he thought he didn't like the taste, his doctor suggested trying sardines for heart health. Marvin was skeptical, but he gave it a shot. He started mixing sardines into his scrambled eggs and even found a lemon-flavored salmon fillet he enjoyed. Within 2 months, he noticed his legs didn't ache as much after his morning walks. "I thought it was just my age," he said. "Turns out it was something I could actually change." Here's the truth: your body is always trying to heal, rebuild, and stay strong. But it needs the right tools and the right kind of fuel. And fatty fish delivers both. The next time you're planning dinner, ask yourself, what if this meal could be your medicine? What if by feeding your body the right fats, you're also feeding your strength, your balance, and your independence, because you can. And it starts with one simple healing bite at a time. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. 3. Grass-fed beef. You ever find yourself walking slower than you used to, not because of pain, but because your legs just don't feel like they have the same push anymore? Maybe it's harder to carry groceries, or you avoid taking the stairs when you can. You assume it's just age catching up with you, that muscle loss is inevitable. But is it really? What if your body is still willing to build strength, if only it had the right building blocks? That's where grass-fed beef comes in. More than just a source of protein, this simple food is packed with specific nutrients your muscles and nerves depend on, especially as you get older. Let's start with creatine. It's a natural compound stored in your muscles that helps recycle energy during movement. When your body has more creatine available, it can restore muscle power more quickly, which improves both strength and stamina. Most people think of it as a supplement for young athletes, but for older adults, creatine is one of the most researched and promising compounds for preserving muscle mass and preventing weakness. There's iron, and not just any iron, but the kind your body absorbs easily. Iron helps build healthy red blood cells, which carry oxygen to your muscles. Without enough iron, your muscles get tired more quickly, and simple tasks like walking to the mailbox can feel like a chore. Beef is also rich in vitamin B12, which plays a vital role in nerve health and red blood cell production. When B12 is low, your nerves don't communicate as well with your muscles, leading to slower reflexes, reduced coordination, and even numbness in your legs or feet. Combine that with zinc, another key nutrient found in grass-fed beef, and you get support for muscle repair and recovery at every level. What's the gentle solution? Try incorporating grass-fed beef into your meals a couple of times a week. A small serving, like a 4-oz ground beef patty, a slice of roast beef, or some beef stew, can make a real difference over time. Grass-fed options tend to be higher in omega-3s, vitamin E, and conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, a beneficial fat that supports metabolism and reduces inflammation. Can't always find grass? That's okay. Even regular lean beef is still better than heavily processed foods or sugary snacks. The goal is to nourish, not chase perfection. Let me tell you about Denise, 68, from Arizona. She used to eat mostly chicken because she thought it was healthier, but she kept feeling tired, even with regular walks. After learning about the benefits of grass-fed beef, she started adding it to her diet twice a week. Within a few weeks, she noticed she could walk longer without getting winded and even started doing light gardening again. "I didn't expect it to make that big of a difference," she said. "But it did. If your legs feel weaker than they used to, don't just blame the years. Feed your strength. Sometimes it's not about doing more. It's about giving your body what it's been missing. And a little grass-fed beef might just help you stand taller, walk stronger, and feel more like you again." 4. Full-fat yogurt. You wake up in the morning, take a few steps, and notice your legs feel stiff, or maybe even a little shaky. By lunchtime, your energy dips, and by the evening, you feel like your body is just not keeping up the way it used to. You might think this is just part of aging, something to accept and manage. But what if the problem starts somewhere most people never consider? Your gut. Yes, the strength in your legs and the clarity in your mind may be more connected to your digestion than you think. Here's how it works. As we age, our gut microbiome, the community of good bacteria in our intestines, often becomes less diverse. This makes it harder for our bodies to absorb key nutrients like calcium, magnesium, and protein, which are critical for healthy muscle contraction and nerve signaling. Without the right bacteria, even the healthiest meals don't get fully used by the body. And when nutrient absorption drops, muscle strength often follows. That's where full-fat yogurt steps in as a quiet powerhouse. It contains probiotics, which help restore a healthy balance of gut bacteria. When your gut is in better shape, your entire system, muscles, brain, and nerves, gets the support it needs. Yogurt is also rich in calcium, a mineral your muscles need to contract properly. Not getting enough. That's when you start feeling those leg cramps or weakness after just a bit of activity. And let's not forget the protein, a key ingredient in rebuilding and maintaining muscle tissue. Especially as we age, making this change doesn't require a drastic overhaul. Just try replacing one snack or breakfast with a serving of unsweetened full-fat yogurt, Greek style if you like it thicker. Avoid the flavored varieties with added sugar, and look for ones with live active cultures. If you want to sweeten it naturally, try adding a handful of berries or a drizzle of honey. Take Margaret, 70, who always thought yogurt was just a diet food. After learning about probiotics and calcium, she began having a bowl of full-fat yogurt every morning. A few weeks in, she noticed fewer leg cramps and better digestion overall. "It became a small comfort I look forward to," she said, "and my legs feel stronger, steadier." Sometimes strength doesn't come from lifting weights or running laps. It comes from nourishing your body from the inside out. So don't underestimate the power of a simple spoonful. Your gut and your legs will thank you. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know that you are still here with me. 5. Bone broth. Some H's settle in so slowly you almost don't notice them, until one day bending down to tie your shoe makes your knee twinge, or your back stiffens just from standing at the kitchen counter too long. You stretch, maybe take a pain reliever, and tell yourself that's just old age. But what if there's more to it than wear and tear? What if the stiffness and soreness are signs your body is missing something? And what if the answer isn't in your medicine cabinet, but simmering in a pot on your stove? Bone broth, a humble, old-fashioned staple, is making a big comeback for good reason. When bones are simmered slowly over hours, they release collagen, glycine, and glutamine, 3 powerful nutrients that support not only your joints, but your gut and nervous system as well. Collagen is what gives structure to your joints, tendons, and ligaments. As we age, our bodies produce less of it, which can lead to creaky knees, tight hips, and reduced flexibility. Bone broth replenishes those building blocks gently and naturally. There's glycine, an amino acid that helps lower inflammation and support a calm nervous system, helping both your mood and your coordination. Glutamine plays a crucial role in healing the gut lining. Why does that matter? Because when your gut is inflamed or leaky, it can send inflammatory signals throughout the body, even reaching your brain and nerves. A condition known as neuroinflammation. How do you start? It's easier than you might think. You can buy high Quality bone broth in many grocery stores now. Just make sure it's low in sodium and free of additives. Or you can make your own by simmering leftover chicken or beef bones with water, a splash of vinegar, and vegetables for 12 to 24 hours. Just one warm mug a day can start making a difference. Take Eleanor, a 73-year-old retired teacher. She had dealt with nagging joint pain for years and assumed it was just arthritis, but after her granddaughter suggested bone broth, she gave it a try. 3 weeks in, she noticed she could move more easily. It wasn't dramatic, she said, but it felt like my body was loosening up, like I wasn't stuck anymore. The smallest changes often have the biggest impact. A simple cup of broth sipped slowly can bring comfort to your joints, your nerves, and your day. You deserve to feel strong in your own body. And sometimes strength starts with warmth from within. 6. Leafy greens and non-starchy vegetables. You ever feel like your body is slowing down even though you're trying to stay active? Maybe you take your daily walk, do some light stretches, even keep up with chores, but still, your energy feels low, your legs feel heavy, and recovery takes longer than it used to. You figure, well, I'm just getting older. But what if the missing link isn't in what you're doing, but in what you're eating? And what if the secret to more strength, energy, and balance isn't in protein shakes or supplements, but in a bowl of greens? Leafy greens and non-starchy vegetables like spinach, kale, arugula, broccoli, cauliflower, and zucchini may seem simple, but they play a powerful role in keeping your muscles and nervous system strong. These vegetables are loaded with magnesium, potassium, and folate, minerals and vitamins that help your muscles contract properly, reduce cramping, and improve nerve communication. They're also rich in antioxidants, which help protect your cells from damage caused by stress, aging, and inflammation. One group of nutrients in particular, polyphenols, don't just help you, they feed the good bacteria in your gut. When your gut microbiome is healthy, it boosts your ability to absorb nutrients, reduce systemic inflammation, and even sharpen brain function. Here's where it gets really interesting. Your gut and brain are constantly talking. Scientists call it the gut-brain axis, and the health of your gut can influence your balance, your mood, and even how well your muscles respond to movement. That's why what you feed your gut, like fiber and plant compounds from leafy greens, can quietly improve how strong and steady you feel. What can you do today? Start adding at least one large serving of greens or non-starchy veggies to each meal. Try a handful of spinach in your eggs, roasted broccoli with lunch, or a colorful salad with dinner. If chewing raw greens is tough, steaming or sauteing them with a little olive oil and garlic can make them easier to digest and more flavorful. Take George, 76, who'd never been a fan of vegetables. After his doctor explained how greens support muscle and nerve health, he started small, adding spinach to his sandwiches and roasting Brussels sprouts for dinner. It was easier than I thought, he said, and I feel more awake in my own body now. It's not about eating perfectly. It's about fueling your body with what it quietly craves. And sometimes the strength you're missing doesn't come from doing more. It comes from adding greens to your plate. 7 nuts and seeds. You're sitting in your favorite chair, relaxing after a long day, when suddenly, zap, a muscle cramp hits your calf out of nowhere. Or maybe you wake up in the middle of the night, with your curled tight, painful, and stiff. Sound familiar? Many older adults chalk this up to dehydration, or simply getting older. But what if there's a deeper reason behind those cramps and twitchy muscles? And what if the answer was as simple as a handful of nuts? Nuts and seeds like almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, and sunflower seeds are more than just crunchy snacks. They're small, but they pack a powerful punch of nutrients your nervous system and muscles need to function smoothly. One key mineral they provide is magnesium, essential for muscle relaxation. When your body doesn't get enough, your muscles can contract uncontrollably, leading to cramps and spasms. These little foods also contain plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, particularly ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, which support healthy nerve function and reduce inflammation. While plant-based omega-3s aren't as strong as those from fish, they still help balance your overall fat intake and keep your cell membranes flexible, important for sending clean signals between nerves and muscles. Let's not forget vitamin E. This powerful antioxidant helps protect your nerves from oxidative stress and supports smooth communication between your brain and your muscles. When your nerves are healthy, your balance improves, your reflexes stay sharp, and even your energy feels steadier. What's the simple change you can make? Add a small serving of nuts or seeds to your day, about a quarter cup. Sprinkle chia seeds into your oatmeal. Snack on almonds between meals. Or top your salad with pumpkin seeds. Go for unsalted and raw or dry roasted when you can to keep things heart healthy. Let me tell you about Rita, a 71-year-old grandmother who used to get foot cramps almost every evening. After learning about magnesium and healthy fats, she began eating a handful of mixed nuts with her afternoon tea. I didn't expect much, she admitted, but the cramps stopped. I even sleep better. Sometimes what your body needs isn't more medicine. It's more minerals, and nature already wrapped them up in something crunchy, tasty, and ready to go. So the next time your muscles feel tense, or your nerves feel off, reach for a small handful of relief, because strength really can start in the palm of your hand. 8 legumes, beans, lentils. You probably remember a time when a bowl of beans was just a simple, hearty meal. But these days maybe you've heard mixed messages. Beans are too high in carbs, or they're hard to digest, so you avoid them just to be safe. Meanwhile, your energy feels low, your digestion is off, and your legs don't feel as steady as they used to. But what if those beans you left off your plate could actually help bring strength to your leg, to your lens, and balance to your whole body? Legumes like black beans, lentils, chickpeas, and kidney beans are among the most overlooked superfoods, especially for older adults. They're rich in plant-based protein, which helps rebuild and maintain muscle without the heaviness of red meat. That's especially important as we age, when muscle naturally starts to break down unless it's consistently fed and used. These humble foods also deliver a powerful dose of iron, which helps your red blood cells carry oxygen throughout your body, including your legs. Without enough iron, your muscles tire quickly, and recovery is slower. Legumes are packed with fiber, which supports your gut health, stabilizes blood sugar, and promotes better nutrient absorption. Let's not forget the polyphenols, natural plant compounds that act as food for the beneficial bacteria in your gut. A healthier gut means less inflammation, better brain-to-muscle communication, and stronger immunity. It's all connected, the gut, the nerves, and your mobility. How can you start gently? Try adding a small serving of legumes to one meal a day. A half cup of lentils and soup, black beans in a salad, or chickpeas in a simple veggie stir-fry is a great start. If you haven't eaten beans in a while, start slowly to give your gut time to adjust, and rinse canned beans thoroughly to reduce sodium and improve digestion. Take Sam, 75, from Ohio. After a minor fall last year, he focused on improving his leg strength. Along with light walking, he started adding lentils and black beans to his weekly meals. I used to think they were just filler, he said. Now I realize they're fuel for everything from my legs to my gut. Don't underestimate these quiet powerhouses. They're affordable, easy to prepare, and incredibly nourishing. Sometimes the path to stronger legs and better balance starts with what's been sitting in your pantry all along. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. 9. Berries, blueberries, raspberries. You ever walk into a room and forget why you're there? Or find your legs don't quite respond as quickly as your mind wants them to? These little moments may seem harmless, just signs of getting older. But when they start happening more often, when your balance feels off or your feet don't move as fast, it can be unsettling. What if the real issue isn't your age? It's inflammation in your brain. That might sound surprising, but science is now uncovering how deeply neuroinflammation, inflammation in the brain and nervous system, can affect not only memory and mood, but also muscle control, coordination, and balance. One of the simplest, most delicious ways to support brain health and fight this inflammation: berries. Berries like blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, And strawberries are packed with natural compounds called anthocyanins and polyphenols. These help reduce oxidative stress and inflammation in the brain, protecting the cells that keep you sharp, steady, and responsive. Even more exciting, certain berries have been shown to increase levels of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF as fertilizer for your brain. It helps grow new nerve cells and strengthens the connections between your brain and muscles. This connection is crucial, especially as we age. You don't just need strong muscles. You need clear, fast communication between your brain and body. That's how you stay steady on your feet, react quickly to changes in balance, and avoid dangerous falls. What's the simple fix? Add a small bowl of berries to your daily routine. Fresh or frozen, they still carry the same benefits. Toss them into yogurt, oatmeal, or just eat them as a snack. Aim for about a half cup per day and go for a mix if you can. Each berry brings something slightly different to the table. Take Clara, 69, from Vermont. After struggling with brain fog and feeling unsteady for months, she began making berry smoothies every morning. 2 months later, she noticed clearer thinking and fewer stumbles when walking outside. I feel like my brain and body are finally on the same page again, she told us. Sometimes the smallest things make the biggest difference. If you want a sharper mind and steadier legs, start with something sweet, simple, and powerful. Your brain and your muscles will thank you. 10. Avocados. You're eating your lunch, reading the news, and everything feels fine until you stand up and your legs hesitate. Not because they're weak exactly, but like the signal between your brain and muscles is just a little delayed. Maybe you felt it too, slower reflexes, stiffer movements, or that frustrating sense that your body isn't quite in sync. Most people assume this is just part of aging. But what if the real issue isn't the muscle? It's the wiring. That wiring is your nervous system, the complex web of nerves that carries messages from your brain to your muscles. To work smoothly, those nerves need protection and support. That's where healthy fats, like the kind found in avocados, come in. Avocados are packed with monounsaturated fats, the same kind found in olive oil. These fats help reduce inflammation, especially in the nervous system, where chronic inflammation can slow or scramble the signals that control movement. Even more importantly, avocados are rich in vitamin B6, which your body needs to create neurotransmitters, the little messengers that allow your nerves to talk to your muscles. Without enough B6, those signals get weaker or delayed. Avocados also provide vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects nerve cells from damage and supports better communication across the nervous system. That combination, healthy fat B6 and E, makes avocados a quiet superstar when it comes to balance, coordination, and strength. Adding them to your meals is easy. Slice avocado on toast, dice it into salads, or mash it with a little lemon and sea salt. Even half an avocado a few times a week can make a difference over time. Take Harold, 72, from California. He used to feel clumsy, like his legs were always one step behind. After reading about healthy fats and nerve health, he started adding avocado to his lunches. Within weeks, he noticed a subtle change: steadier movements, fewer slips, and a stronger sense of connection between his brain and body. "It's like I'm firing on all cylinders again," he said with a smile. Your body may be older, but it's still listening, still responding. Sometimes all it needs is the right fuel. The next time you slice into a ripe avocado, remember, you're not just eating healthy. You're helping your brain and muscles stay connected, strong, and alive. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to remember what this is really about. Leg strength isn't about looking like a bodybuilder. It's about staying steady, confident, and independent. It's about being able to get out of your favorite chair without struggling, about walking through your neighborhood without fear of falling, about keeping your freedom, one step at a time. The good news: you don't need magic pills or complicated diets to get there. You just need real whole foods that nourish not only your muscles, but your brain, your nerves, and your gut, foods that work quietly behind the scenes to support strength, coordination, like eggs, salmon, berries, bone broth, and leafy greens. If you've ever worried about losing your independence, know this: your plate can be your power. Every meal is a chance to rebuild, recharge, and reconnect with the strongest version of yourself, no matter your age. So, I invite you to take the next step. Which of these 10 foods are already part of your diet? Which one will you try this week? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what spoke to you most, and if you'd like a follow-up video on gentle but powerful exercises to rebuild leg strength, let me know in the comments. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe to support more content that puts your health and independence first. You're not powerless, you're not past your prime, you're still here, and you still get to choose.